balance. All right, let's get started. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our Vinyasa Flow yoga class. My name is Michelle Chua. So as usual, you may want to have a couple of yoga blocks and a strap or objects that can be used like that. And let's begin at the rear of your mat. If your knees are okay with it, sitting in some variation of hero's pose or virasana like this. So if you're needing a little relief from bending the knees too deeply, you can grab a block or two stacked and place that right between your ankles. Just make sure that your toes are pointing back, your feet are not turned out, and that your knees are no wider apart than hips distance. And then you might place a hand at your heart center, a hand at your navel center, rolling the shoulders back and down as you root into the surface below your pelvis. Feeling your spine lift up, rising through the crown of your head. And notice how it's that physical pressing down or grounding action that contributes to your ability to lift up, physically, literally. And then begin to pay attention to your body, your breath. So here's another excerpt from the Yoga Almanac on the theme of blossoming. Growth is a negotiation between what you perceive yourself to be and where you see yourself going. Deep spiritual or intellectual work challenges us to look within while remaining anchored through transition. When we connect to our roots, we are able to blossom like a sprouting seedling. We can only extend upward when we are firmly planted in personal soil. This requires trust and perseverance. We do not always know where we are headed. Sometimes we must traverse through the darkness and discomfort of the vast unknown in order to grow. In practice, breath is the oxygen, movement, the sunshine. Each inhale is an opportunity to create space. Each exhale is an opportunity to explore that expansion. The niyama, if you'll remember the second of 8 limbs of yoga, svadhyaya, loosely translates as self-study and instructs us to find our authentic, whole self by exploring and nurturing our foundations, our beginnings, and our experiences. This may sometimes reveal what we need to let go as much as where we need to focus. A tree sheds its dying leaves to conserve water. Consider what may be draining your resources. Blossoming is a theme that resonates with summer, a time of the year when the external world is flush with lush vegetation and blooms, much like the insistent seed that bursts forth into a flower. Personal growth can only come to fruition through commitment, with sincere introspection, and the practice of svadhyaya. A blossoming of the soul gives volume to our capacity. So now as you're sitting here, let's begin to deepen the inhale. Opening the mouth as you exhale. Letting your awareness ride the longer waves of your breath, both up or in and out. As you receive breath, feel your connection to the ground below. Press into the earth. And as you release breath, feel your connection to the open sky above, lifting to your crown, lifting to your heart. What moves you today to practice yoga? What's your sankalpa or heart-rooted intention for this practice? Perhaps consider, is there any area in your life in which you could declutter, shed, create room for growth? And as we play with the idea of blossoming physically and energetically in this practice, let's begin by creating resonance through our voices with 3 chants of Om. Take a deep breath. Feel the breath expand within. And now closing your lips, if you can, breathing out to your nose, softly whisper the breath out by gently narrowing the back of your throat. Starting to set an even pace of breath in and out that will guide us through breath-led movement or vinyasa flow. Next, inhale, raise your arms overhead, interlace your fingers and flip your palms inside out, drawing the shoulders down and sitting tall. Exhale, twist to your right, keeping your 2 hip bones facing forward. Inhale, press the heels of the palms up higher, still in this twist. And then exhale, open your arms and land your fingertips, right hand behind you, left hand in front of you, looking over your right shoulder perhaps. Next, inhale, raise your arms overhead, interlace the other index and thumb, flip the palms up, look through center. With the shoulders down, exhale, twist to your left. Keep the fingers interlaced, sit up a little taller, breathe in, shoulder blades drawing down the back. And then as you exhale, open the arms, continue to twist to the left and lower your fingertips, left hand behind you, right hand in front, as you look over left shoulder perhaps. Inhale, come back through center. This time lower the right fingertips beside your right hip and exhale, side bend to the left. Draw your navel in. Inhale, rise up to center. Let your palms meet overhead in prayer. Exhale, left fingertips to the ground beside left hip and side bend to your left. Again, draw the navel towards your spine. Inhale up to center. And then let's start to crawl down into child's pose. If you have blocks, please frame the top of your mat with your 2 blocks. Bring the inner edges of your feet to touch. Extend your arms forward actively, but rotate your triceps or outer upper arms to face the ground so much that you flip your palms to face up. Plug the shoulder bones deep into their sockets, taking a few breaths here to grow the spine through both ends. Crown of your head lengthening forward. Tailbone lengthening back and down. And know that anytime you need to pause, to rest, you can either take this position, balasana, or any other resting pose that works for you, to honor what you need in this practice today. Continue to wrap your triceps down, but at your wrist, flip your palms to face down, reach through the fingertips. On your next inhale, rock forward to hands and knees, coiling your chest up as you separate your shins hips distance. Cow pose. As you exhale, scoop your belly and drop your head and sit back towards your feet in child's pose. So it's a long range of cat-cow a few times. Inhale, rock forward again. Coil your chest, look up, cow pose. Scoop the belly in, tuck the tailbone down as you exhale to round and sit into child's pose. Let's keep going. Breathe in, cow pose. Taking the full length of each part of the breath. Exhale, round into child's pose. Twice more. Inhale, cow pose. Feel the shoulder blades moving down. Exhale, contract the belly. child's pose. Last one, inhale, cow pose. Exhale, initiate from the belly and drop the sitting bones, child's pose. This time, inhale, come forward just to hands and knees. Parallel the index fingers, parallel the shins, and tuck your toes. Exhale, scoop the belly in, lift your hips back into downward facing dog. Downward dog, inhale, glide forward. Imagine you have a flat back here in plank pose. Shoulders right over wrists, look forward on the ground. Exhale, lift through the navel, back to downward facing dog. Another flow, inhale, glide forward, plank pose, draw the shoulders back. Firm back through the inner heels. Exhale, lift through the belly, downward facing dog. Twice more, inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing. This time, walk your hands back to meet your feet, folding over your legs at the rear of your mat. Feet are parallel, hips distance. Press your fingertips on the floor ahead or your legs. And inhale, draw your heart forward, elongating your spine. Exhale, fold in. Bend the knees a little, press down to your feet. Inhale, circle your arms overhead, standing. Watch your palms meet in the gesture of gratitude. And then exhale, tracing your midline, as though thanking yourself for creating space for your practice today. Inhale, circle your arms up. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Exhale, side bend to your right. Inhale, rise through center. Take hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Exhale, side bend to your left. Inhale, rise through center. Backstroke the hands behind you to clasp. Bend your knees, then exhale, fold forward. Stay in the forward fold. Inhale, roll the shoulder heads up away from your ears. Keep folding as you exhale. Drop the head completely. Stretch the arms forward away from your lower back. Inhale here. Begin to straighten the right leg. Bend the left knee more. Lean into your right outer calf. Staying as you exhale. Inhale, back to center. Bend the right knee a lot. Straighten the left leg. Exhale, lean towards your left outer calf. Stay for an inhalation. Exhale through center. Lower your hands on your legs or the floor. Inhale, rise halfway. Look forward. Exhale, walk your hands forward to downward facing dog. Let's pause here for 3 to 5 slow, conscious breaths. Bending your knees, lift your heels and hips high, look past your hands. After you exhale, hold your breath out and walk or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, rise forward. Exhale, fold in. Press to your feet. Inhale, rise up. Watch your palms meet overhead. Exhale, trace your thumbs down your midline to mountain pose. Palms facing forward. So we're going to start a new sequence. We'll slow it down a bit as we set our route, and then we'll go into a meditative one movement each breath. So here's how it begins. Step your feet apart, wider than hips width, to prepare for a squat. You can even go wider than your mat if you want your squat to stay higher, less deep. Turn out your legs from your hips so the center of your knees are pointing out the same degree as your center toes. Press to your feet. Inhale, raise your arms, get long through the spine, but relax the shoulders, palms touch. And then as you exhale, bend your knees to turn out and come into your version of the squat. I'm gonna stay high here, and then I'll start to go further into it as we move along so you know your options. Inhale here, feel your tailbone descend, lift to your crown, lift to your chest. Place your left hand on the inner side of your left thigh, and then exhale, backstroke your right arm and twist to the right, keeping your hips facing forward. Inhale, come back to center. Place both hands onto your inner thighs, elongating your spine. Keep the right hand there. Exhale, backstroke the left arm and twist to your left. Keep the hips facing forward. Inhale, center. Parallel your feet in this wide stance. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale, rise halfway up. With your hands between your feet, you may want to grab blocks here. It's a good place to start so you know what your options are. Exhale, step the ball of your left foot all the way back. So you're in a wide version of a lunge called lizard lunge. Inhale, lower your back knee to the floor and coil your chest up as you sink your hips. Exhale, half split, lifting the ball of your right foot flex. Begin to straighten your right leg and bow inside of it. Inhale, rebend the right knee right over the heel. Flexing the foot, splay your right thigh open. And then exhale, walk your hands, you can take the blocks with you, towards the upper left corner of your mat, diagonally. Think of drawing that right outer hip towards the back of your mat. On an inhale, plant your hands on the floor and step into plank pose, whether knees are on the ground or legs are straight. Lift the navel, look forward. Exhale, glide forward. Imagine you have a flat back here as you bend the elbows through 90 degrees to graze your side ribs, chaturanga. Come all the way down. Now fan out your toes. Press every toenail into the ground. Extend your arms back so your palms are face down beside your thighs. Pubic bone and toenails pressing the floor. Inhale, coil your chest up, lifting your head lightly as you look at the ground ahead. Let the shoulders melt down the back. This is a variation of locust pose, Shalabhasana. Press your hands onto the ground beside your floating ribs and tuck your toes. Hugging the elbows to your sides, take a breath in, and then scoop your belly in as you press up on an exhale into your version of plank pose. Then lift your pelvis back to downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, broaden across the shoulders, relax the neck. Exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your hips, look forward. After you exhale, hold your breath, lift your pelvic floor and walk or float to the top. Inhale, rise forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Press to your feet, inhale, sweep your arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, look up. Tracing your midline, exhale, mountain pose. Side 2. Step or jump your feet wider than hips width, turn out your legs from the hips. Inhale, raise your arms, palms touch. Keep a long spine as you exhale to lower into a squat of your choice. Now you can stay up here, or if it's feasible without any overexertion, come down and hover your pelvis. This time, inhale, elongate spine upright. Start with pressing the right arm inside of the right thigh, and backstroke the left arm as you exhale to twist left. Inhale, hands together, both elbows splaying inner thighs, back to center with the spine. Exhale, backstroke the right arm and twist right. Inhale, center, elongate the spine again, palms touch. Exhale, place your fingertips forward, parallel your feet wide apart and fold. Inhale, rise halfway, grab your blocks if you're going to use them, place your hands between your feet. Exhale, step the ball of your right foot back, entering a high lizard lunge. Inhale, lower your right knee, coil your chest up. Exhale, begin to lift the ball of your left foot flex, straightening the leg as you fold, half split. Inhale, rebend your front knee, lizard lunge, flexing the left foot, splay your left thigh open, so that as you exhale, whether you use your blocks or not, you can walk your hands towards the upper right corner of your mat. So feel a sense of tacking your left hip crease back towards the rear of your mat here. Next inhale, place your hands flat on the floor and step into your version of plank pose. As you exhale, firm through the belly, lengthen forward, glide forward through chaturanga, all the way down. With arms free by your sides, palms face down, press your toenails into the earth, and inhale, coil your chest up, feet stay on the floor in Shalabhasana. As you exhale, press your hands to the ground, tuck your toes, and lift to your navel, plank to downward facing dog. Let's pause here for 3 deep breaths. So we'll continue 1 breath each motion to the pace that you can hear your breath gently grazing the back of your throat. So as much as possible, go to the pace of your breath. Bending your knees, look forward. Bottom of your exhale, walk or float. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down to rise and expand, palms meet. Exhale, trace your midline, standing tall in mountain pose. Step or jump the feet wider than hips width, legs turn out. Inhale, raise your arms, palms touch. Exhale, bend your knees, open into your version of a squat. Inhale in your squat, elongate your spine, relax your shoulders back and down. Exhale, the left arm presses the inner left thigh as you backstroke the right arm and twist right. Inhale, back to center, both palms together, long spine. Exhale, press the right arm into the inner right thigh, backstroke the left arm and twist left. Inhale, back to center, elongate your spine. Exhale, lower your fingertips forward, parallel your feet in this wide stance and fold. Inhale, draw your heart forward, rise halfway. Use blocks or no blocks, hands between your feet. Exhale, ball of your left foot steps back. Lizard lunge. Inhale, lower your left knee and coil your chest towards the sky. Exhale, in this wide stance, lift the ball of your right foot, straighten the leg and fold, half split. Inhale, rebend the front knee, flex the right foot and splay the thigh open. Exhale, crawl your hands towards upper left corner of your mat, scissoring right hip back. Inhale, plant your hands to the floor, step into your plank. Exhale, strong at your center, glide forward through chaturanga to the ground. Arms by your sides, plant your toenails on the earth. Inhale, coil your chest up. Shalabhasana, locust pose. Place your hands on the earth. Exhale, use your belly to lift into plank, then downward facing dog. Pause, steady your gaze, 3 deep breaths. Bend your knees, inhale, look forward. Bottom of the exhale, lift your pelvic floor as you walk or float. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Root down to rise. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale through your midline. Tadasana, mountain pose. Second side, inhale, step or jump your feet wide. Turn out the legs and raise your arms. Exhale, bend your knees open into your version of a squat. Press your inner right thigh this time. Inhale, backstroke your left arm, twist left. Exhale, come back to center. Pause here, take a breath in, elongate your spine. Left arm presses inner left thigh. Exhale, backstroke the right arm and twist right. Inhale through center, both elbows splay the thighs open, hands in prayer. Exhale, lower your hands in front, parallel your feet and fold. Inhale, rise halfway, hands right between your feet. Exhale, step the ball of your right foot back. High lizard lunge. Inhale, lower your back knee and coil your chest open. Exhale, half split, lift the ball of your left foot flexed, straightening the leg as you bow. Inhale, rebend the front knee to lizard lunge. Flexing the foot, splay the thigh open. Exhale, crawl your hands towards upper right corner of your mat. Hand folds. Inhale, walk your hands to the mat. Step into plank pose. Exhale, shift forward through chaturanga all the way to the ground. Arms by your sides, toenails on the floor. Inhale, Shalabhasana, locust pose. Exhale, press through hands and feet or knees. Plank, downward facing dog. Listen into your breath, 3 cycles. We're going to exit differently this time. So take a look between your hands and softly land your left foot between them. Take your 2 blocks in your hands and pivot your feet to the right, facing the wide width of your mat. Crawl your hands halfway up or lift your spine halfway up, crawling your hands forward. You can place your hands in your blocks or not. Take a deep breath as you send the shoulders back, but shift your weight forward towards the fronts of your heels. Keeping your 2 hips level, place your 1 hand at center below and raise the opposite arm, doesn't matter which. Spiral your chest open into a twist. Inhale, lengthen through the top of your head, reaching forward. Keep hugging your hips towards the midline. Exhale, continue to twist. 1 more deep breath, wide across your wingspan, upper back, collarbones, fingertips. Exhale, your top hand in place of the bottom hand. Inhale, lengthen, spine forward, parallel to the floor. Exhale, switch the opposite arm to the sky and spiral your chest open. Breathe in, elongate your spine. Steady your hips to balance. Exhale, spiral your chest further into the twist. Now wide across your heart space, your full wingspan, deep inhale. Exhale, both hands down. Now please take your 2 blocks and place them behind your calves for later. Bend your knees a lot. Place your hands on your hips, keeping a semblance of a flat back. Lift from the navel. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. So from here, turn out your right leg from the hip. I'm not mirroring you here. So whatever your right leg is facing here, right leg turns out, align your right heel to the arch of your left foot, preparing for triangle pose. So your left leg slightly turns in, being the back leg. Line your front knee, your right knee with the right middle toe. And then with your arms wide open, take a deep breath and lengthen through all directions of your limbs and up and down your spine, shoulders relaxed, belly firm. Glide your hips sideways towards your left foot, your back foot, and reach your right arm past your right knee before lowering it down onto your right leg. Could be on your shin, your thigh, or onto the block just to the right of your leg, right against your leg as you raise the left arm to the sky. Spiral your chest towards the sky, maybe gazing up past your left thumb. And let's take a few breaths. Now accentuate the feeling of pressing into the ground. Spread your toes with that. And use that action of rooting down to blossom open, to have the freedom to expand to your chest, to elongate through your spine. So it's from that place, literally grounding, that we can feel free to open up, to rise. Last 2 breaths in Trikonasana. Now inhale, rise up. We're going to stay on this side for a moment. Walk your feet in a little bit closer together, and we're going to take a lighter version of Trikonasana. So the same orientation of the legs, reach the right hand out to the right and then down onto your thigh this time. So stay up higher, make it a little lighter, and then wrap your left arm behind your back as much as you can reach. So maybe the back of your hand is on your sacrum. Maybe you catch hold of your inner right thigh or the hip crease with your left fingertips. So really feel that opening of the left inner shoulder, that ability to roll your chest further towards the sky. So now we're focusing on that opening of the upper body as we bring the legs in to a stabler, shorter stance. Draw the navel towards the spine, breathe here. Relax the shoulders down away from your neck. Now keep the left arm binding behind you, whatever it can reach for. Bend your right knee, and from your right hip socket, pivot your right foot to face forward. So now you're beginning to parallel your feet to face that wide edge of your mat. And then drag your right foot towards your back foot, which is your left foot. Use your right arm inside of your right thigh. You can take hold of the inner part of your knee here. As you bend your right knee, you're lifting the right heel. Press down to your left foot. Keep at least a little bend in the left knee so you can firm up the front muscle of that thigh. Gaze at the floor, just a few feet ahead, and breathe. Now you can stay right here. You're still opening up your inner left shoulder, or root down through the left foot. Flex your right foot. Help to lift it up with your right hand of the inner thigh, and then come to stand. Feel that turn out of your right leg like lizard lunge as you're flexing the foot. Feel that rootedness to your standing leg as you lift through the center line of your body like you would in mountain pose. Last few breaths. What posture does this resemble? What does it kind of feel like? And then as you're ready, bend your left knee, slowly set the right foot down, and then open your arms, come out. You got a wide stance. And let's step or jump the feet a bit wider apart to prepare for side 2 in regular triangle pose. So arms wide open, ankles almost as wide apart as the wrists. This time turn your left thigh out from the hip, pivot your left toes to face the midline of your mat, turn it out, and then turn in your right leg slightly as it's the back leg. With legs straight, open your arms, chest open. Glide your pelvis sideways towards your rear leg. Reach the left arm forward and then down onto your left leg, or to the left of the leg, which is outside of it, maybe using a block. Raise the right arm up, and as you're wrapping your left glute underneath your body, belly firms in, you're spiraling your chest slightly to face the sky, maybe looking up past your right thumb. Find one focal point for your eyes as we breathe here. Trikonasana, triangle pose. And so again, bringing that concept of blossoming, first establish your rootedness. So as you spread your toes, you're not gripping the mat here, but rooting down through the 4 corners of each foot. Feel the front muscles of your thighs activate. It's your quadriceps. Not locking the knees, just activating the thighs. Belly activates. And then with that sense of stability, breathe expansion across your arms and throughout your spine. Last 2 breaths. Press into the earth below. Inhale, rise up. Shorten your stance to prepare for a more upright version of triangle pose. Again, glide your hips back. Wrap the right arm behind your back, so maybe it lands on your lower back, or use your fingers to grasp hold of the top of your left thigh or hip crease. Reach the left arm forward and then down, not too low. Place your left hand on your thigh so that we're accentuating that openness of the inner right shoulder, keeping the legs very accessible here. Notice if you're able to look up more easily in this variation of triangle. Now feel your breath. Keep a balanced pace with it. And then start to bend your left knee. Keep the wrap of the right arm behind you, firmly holding with that right hand. And then pivot your left foot to parallel your right foot. Drag left foot towards the right foot here. So feel the adductors activate. Bend your right knee and bring your left hand on the inner side of your left. Grab onto that inner thigh, close to the knee, and look forward on the ground. Breathe. You can stay right here in pose. Otherwise, press down to your right. Feel the strength of that right standing leg as you flex the left foot off the floor and rise. Turning out the left thigh, flexing the foot, opening your heart space. A few breaths. Yeah. So have you figured out the posture that we're playing up towards? It's bird of paradise. So when you're ready, look down, bend the right knee, softly step the left foot parallel to the right, and then shake out your arms. Let's place the blocks to frame the outside edges of the top of your mat. Come to stand at the top, feet together, bend your knees together. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise forward. Plant your hands, step to plank or float into chaturanga. Insert your vinyasa here. Take your own pace, own version, cobra or upward dog. Then exhale, downward dog is where we'll meet. Downward facing, inhale, raise the right leg back. Exhale, bend the knee, turn your thigh open at the hip. Staying here, inhale, tack your left hip back. Strong through the belly, round through plank, bending right knee towards your nose. Step the right foot through between your hands, spin the back heel down like warrior two. Grab your strap, cartwheel the arms, inhale, rise to warrior two. Hold the strap from your left hand, dangle the tail behind you, and then sweep your hips towards the rear of your mat, reaching right arm forward. Place the forearm onto your right thigh. Take a moment here as you're wrapping the left arm behind you to swing that strap so that it's hanging outside of your right thigh. Open the inner left shoulder, maybe gaze up past it towards the sky. We're playing towards bound side angle pose. Now using the right hand on the inner side, the left side of your right thigh, find the other end of the strap and walk your hands as close together as you can. Still lean your torso back. You don't want to feel like you're bowing towards the left edge of your mat. You want to feel the opposite. You're rotating your heart towards the sky. Now, you might clasp your hands. You might hold your left wrist. Feel into your body. Notice the sensations. Notice your ability to breathe evenly. Walk the left foot couple or 3 inches closer to the right foot, keeping the same orientation of your legs. Shorten your stance, and then straighten your right leg to the degree that you can. Elongate your spine down the midline of your mat. Bound triangle pose. Keep breathing. Feel the rootedness of your legs to create the expansion above. Now look at the floor ahead of your right foot. Begin to step the left foot forward to meet your right foot about hips distance beside it. Keep the bind as much as you can. Feet are hips distance or wider apart. Now begin to shift your weight into your left foot as you bend the left knee. Spiral your chest open to the left. Lift the right heel, stay here, pose, or push off the left foot, engage the belly, breathe, look forward on the floor, and flex your right foot as you help nudge the right leg off the floor with your right arm. That's bound. Rising to stand if you're here. Most importantly, find a vertical upright spine, open shoulders, open breath. Then you might explore straightening the right leg, bird of paradise. Wherever you are, let's take a few last breaths. Steady your mind as you're here. Steady your mind as you might fall out of a pose, or as you feel successful throughout a pose. Bring that practice of svadhyaya. Then as you're ready, reverse the stages. If you're standing, bend the right knee, bend the left knee, softly step the right foot to the ground. Keep the bind if possible, look forward of your right foot, and slowly extend left leg back to stand in bound angle pose. From bound angle, inhale, rise to warrior two. From warrior two, exhale, flip the right palm and sweep it back into exalted or peaceful warrior. Take an extra inhale here as you open your right side body. Exhale your hands to the floor. Decide if you want to keep flowing on your own, go directly to downward dog, or take a pause to rest. Might be an opportune time to cool off with lion's breath or fluttering your lips. Let's meet in downward dog in 3 breaths. Downward facing. Press down through your palms, feel that rootedness. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, bend your left knee, rotate the thigh open at the hip. Stay here, inhale, tack your right hip back. Round through the spine, exhale, bend left knee towards your nose, lightly stepping the foot through between your hands. Spin your back heel down, align heel to arch, grab your strap, and inhale, cartwheel your arms into warrior 2. Preparing for bound side angle pose, hold the strap in your right hand and dangle the tail behind your back. So wrap the right arm behind you. Sweep your hips towards the rear of your mat, reaching left arm forward to land forearm to left thigh. Pause here, breathe, wrap the left glute under, spiral your chest open towards the sky. Send the shoulders down your back. Remember, we're looking for opening the heart up, not rounding or bowing forward. So bring your left arm on the inner side of your left thigh. Find the other end of the strap with that hand and walk your hands as close together as you can as you roll the chest open. Breathe here. Maybe clasping the hands or holding the right wrist. Bound Parsvakonasana. Now shorten your stance by bringing the right foot towards the left foot another 2 or 3 inches closer. Begin to straighten your left leg, whatever amount you can. Elongate your spine down the midline of your mat. Deep breaths. Soften your eyes. Find that inner space of calm. Not anticipating what's next. I'll take care of that. Be here where you are. Cultivating santosha, contentment. Spot the floor a foot ahead of your left foot. Rebend your left knee. Take it breath by breath at your pace. Step or drag your right foot to meet your left foot at the front of your mat. Feet at least hips width apart, maybe wider. As you keep the bind of your arms, turn your chest to the right, spiraling into a twist. Breathe. Feel into how the sensations of your body are guiding you to where it needs to be. Maybe it's right here. Maybe it's beginning to lift the left heel and placing all your weight onto your right foot as you bend your right knee, activating stability in that leg. If you're moving towards rising up, spot the ground ahead of your feet. Flex your left foot, engage the belly. Use the bind to nudge your inner left thigh and lift the left foot off the floor as you rise. Breathe. Finding an upright spine, open heart space. Steady gaze, steady breath. Then you might explore straightening your left leg. Bird of paradise. Wherever you are on this journey of this pose, breathe. Taking your time to reverse the stages. Bend your left knee if it's straight. Bend your right knee, softly step, left foot to the ground. Keep your bind as much as you can. Look forward and step the right foot slowly back. Heel to arch. From bound side angle, inhale, cartwheel your arms to rise, warrior 2. Flip your left palm to face up. Exhale, sweep it back. Peaceful, exalted warrior. Pause here. Breathe deeply into your left side body. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the floor and choose one more vinyasa. Cat-cows, child's pose. We'll meet in child's pose. And as you're grounding in balasana in child's pose, arms wherever it helps you to feel free and relaxed. Empty this breath. Pause it out. Box breathing. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round on your own. In 4, hold 4, out 4, hold 4. And as you're ready, press your hands on the ground. Inhale, roll your spine upright to sit. Bring your legs out in front of you. And then from here, take your right thigh and cross it over your left thigh as much as possible. You can keep the bottom leg straight. We're preparing for cow face pose, Gomukhasana. Or you can bend the bottom knee and splay your feet apart as long as you can evenly ground your sitting bones. Then bend your elbows apart. We'll take Garudasana, or eagle arms, crossing left elbow over right elbow. Either give yourself a tight hug, hook your thumbs, or wrap your forearms in palms. Let the shoulders melt down as you lift your crown. Take a deep breath here and stay upright, or use the exhales to begin bowing, slightly firming your belly towards your back to support it. Press to your pelvis. Inhale, lead with your heart, rising all the way up. Release your arms, extend your left leg forward. And then take your right leg with your hands. Open the right thigh at the hip here and just give it a little rock. A little rocking the baby style. And then see how high up your left thigh you can place your right heel, your right ankle. Maybe it's crossing like a figure 4 shape. Maybe the ankle is up towards the left hip crease. Just find where it feels okay on your right knee. You could also place a block under your outer right knee, like this. And then again, sit up tall. You can place your hands alongside your hips. Notice how this feels. This is a sort of a half version of lotus pose, Padmasana. Lotus like the flower. Now, if your knees are not injured in any way, you might explore bending your left knee and then placing that left ankle under your right outer knee. So it's like you're sitting cross-legged. Or take the ankle with your hands and cross the ankle. Don't try to torque it. Don't try to force it. Only if it feels supple and there's no pain or signals from your body. And then you can place that left ankle towards your right hip crease. And then you are in Padmasana, lotus pose, in which you could also take the lotus mudra. The inner edges of the thumbs touch, heels of the palms touch. inner edges of the pinky fingers touch, and the palms open to face the sky. Just take 3 breaths, whatever variation you're in, as though breathing from your heart space. Bring the feeling tone of what it would be like to blossom in some area of your life that you might be cultivating growth, or where you're looking to learn more or expand or grow confidence in, feel more skillful at, perhaps. Or maybe it's a relationship that you're putting intention into growing. Take 1 more breath. Exhale through the mouth. And let's carefully uncross from whatever variation of Padmasana you're in until extending both legs forward. Roll out your feet for a moment if you need. Then take your left thigh, cross it over the right thigh for Gomukhasana or Ardha Gomukhasana. So the bottom leg can stay straight, or you can bend both knees and splay the feet apart. Ground your sitting bones, then bend your elbows apart for Garudasana, crossing right elbow over left. Hug yourself tightly, hook your thumbs, or wrap your forearms in palms. Stay here, or as you breathe out, begin to bow forward, slightly firming belly in. One more breath. Now root down through your pelvis, lead from your heart. Inhale, slowly rise. Release the arms, straighten your bottom leg, your right leg. Turn out your left thigh at the hip, and as you hold the ankle or the calf, just give it a little baby rock, side to side. Breathe. If you have tender knees, you can flex your feet just to help stabilize your knee that's bent. And then see how high up onto your right thigh you could cross your left ankle. Maybe it's like a figure 4. Maybe you can bring that ankle up towards the crease of the hip. Yeah, and just feel into the sensations. Take it gently, not forcing anything. And then if you're right here, you can stay. Play with bending the right knee and explore. Maybe that ankle comes underneath the outer left thigh. If the right knee feels okay with it, maybe you gently lift the ankle and place it onto the crease of your left hip towards Padmasana, locust pose. And then whatever variation of your legs, perhaps taking the lotus mudra, the flower, not the insect. So the lotus mudra also represents the energy of purity. As we shed old patterns of thinking, old patterns of doing, of speaking, that no longer serve to help us grow, to help us blossom into our fullest expression of our true nature. We are purifying. Let's take 2 last breaths here. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through your mouth. And with that, I invite you to set up for your variation of corpse pose. You may like to give your lower back some extra ease by placing blocks underneath the backs of your knees like this. You may want to prop your legs up on couch, bed, a wall, with glutes right up against the wall, for cooling inversion while you're in Shavasana. Or be completely lying on the ground, splayed out. Notice what your body might be asking for here. what your whole being might be asking for. And then closing your eyes, here is that mantra that we practice meditating to. Aham Prema. Aham Prema. And whether you choose to sing along or just absorb it through sound, remember it means from Sanskrit, I am pure love. Aham means I am. Prema means pure love. And it's like a reminder to self that that is my purest essence, love. Watering the seeds in your life that you would like to blossom with love. Aham Prema. A deep connection to home gives us the foundation to blossom. When we look toward the sun and invite forth the rain, our souls find nourishment and growth. Do not be afraid of the mud that tangles your roots beneath the surface. Neither forget that even the wettest, darkest night heralds the promise of warming rays. With eyes still closed, perhaps ease gently into the movement, the stretch. Maybe gathering your knees towards your chest and turning over to your right side. And as you feel ready, pressing into the support of the ground to rise into a comfortable, confident, anchored seat. Heart space wide open. Crown blossoming towards the sky above. Hands in whatever mudra you choose for today's meditation practice. Purity, the lotus mudra, dhyana mudra, thumb and index finger touching, palm stacked, center of the palm at the center of the lap. And either with eyes closed or open, steadying a soft gaze ahead. Rest into the natural flow of your breath again. And for this 5-minute meditation, I invite you to bring the feeling tone of growth, of blossoming, of stepping into power in one area of your life in which you would like to feel more confidence or success or connection, a sense of blossoming. And utilize whatever senses appeal to you most, maybe all of them. Visualization, feeling, words mentally, to manifest that in your mind's eye. That particular area in your life, growing, sprouting, blossoming. What does it feel like as it's happening right now? Not in the future, right now. perceived obstacles start to arise in your mind, preventing you from feeling that blossoming. Envision those obstacles shedding like leaves, old leaves falling from trees. How would it feel like to move through those obstacles with grace, successfully? Heart center, imagine taking a deep breath. That energy there, you've cultivated that bhavanam, that feeling tone, expanding through all ends of your body and even surrounding your body. Join your palms to meet at your heart as you lift your heart and bow in to greet the wisdom, the creative force, the love that lies there. And in all of us, as we chant to close, one Om. Take a deep breath. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.